Hi guys, it's Lisa. I am here with another Project Life spread where I add some mixed media. So I have all my cards picked out and I wanted to go ahead and add some gesso to these cards to add a little bit of texture, and then I also wanted to add some color. So right now I am just using one of my Tim Holtz, I think it's called, is it Dot Fade? It may be called Dot Fade. It's one of his stencils. And I'm just adding it to little couple of different parts to these cards. And this collection that I'm using this week is one of the mini collections by Project Life, you know, the little Becky Higgins Project Life collections that you get cards, you get some embellishments, and I think they're pretty reasonably priced, like maybe $10. And then here I have some Heidi Swapp. I think it's the color pink. And I'm going to go ahead and use the packaging technique, which I've been really enjoying lately. It's been a lot of fun, and I wanted to add that to the gesso just to add a little splash of color to each of my cards. And I kind of already had an idea of how I wanted to lay this out. So that card right there where I have it cut in half, it was a 4x6 card, but I wanted where you can see it where it says live, I wanted to use that card instead of a 4x6 as a background, just to add that little hint of pink behind one of my photos. So I kind of already had that, you know, planned out ahead of time. So now I'm just going to go ahead and dry everything up so I can add some mini mist, or mist I should say. I'm not using my mini mister, just some mist to these cards. And also that Live Happy. I knew I was going to be putting a photo over it, so I just wanted a little bit of color on the edge peeking out from behind the photo, and then I wanted to add a little splash of black for contrast. So that is Mr. Huey's, and it's just, I think it's just called black. And I like the contrast between the black and the pink. So here's my photos. I have them all cut down and ready to go, and of course I have my journaling typed up and printed out on a card. So here is a photo that I took of my yard, and Polly, sit down. Sorry, my dog is here. And I wanted a photo from out in the front of the yard towards the house so you could see where we have our little fire pit and everything set up, and you can kind of look back in the winter and like long for those days when you'd sit out in the yard. So here I have some, I think they were from my Scraptastic kits, and I just cut them and made them into like mini banners, and I sprayed a little bit of pink mist onto there, and I used my tiny tool attacher to attach them to my photo. And this is actually the week July 27th to August 2nd. I'm trying to get caught up, and that little I think it says Precious. I don't even know what kit that came from. It says Oh So Precious, but I wanted to go ahead and distress the edges and add a little bit of pink to that also to put on the picture of Polly. She was looking for her daddy out the door, waiting for him to get home from work. And a little bit of twine in that color pink, just to add a little bit of texture to that picture also. And I really love these mini Project Life kits. They really come in handy, and since I get kind of tired of a collection after a while, it's nice to buy the mini collections because, you know, you can use it up really quickly. So this photo here is of I think this is the one. Oh yeah, the card says, it's from Scraptastic. It says, yeah, I bought that. And so I wanted to go ahead and put a picture on there of a bunch of stuff. I think it was from scrapbook.com. I placed an order and got a whole bunch of cool stuff. I got some Dylusions inks, I got some background stamps, and a couple of things for my art journaling. I wanted to add a little bit of pink to that card just to make the photo stand out a little bit because it kind of got lost in there. So I just took, I don't even know, a scrap of pink paper, maybe cardstock, and just added it to the back there, and then added that awesome circle that I distressed with a little bit of black ink. And then here is my journaling card where I typed everything up and wanted to add it to that blank card with the watercolor and the gesso and the pink in the background. And this, of course, is a summer treat picture. My husband and I go to this ice cream place quite often, and I had to capture just a little photo, just like a little memory of all the hot summer nights that we go and get ice cream. And that might have been one of the nights we did ice cream for dinner. Do you ever do that? You just say, you know what, I'm not cooking tonight, and we're having ice cream for dinner. So this is some wood veneers from my Scraptastic kit, and I went ahead and just glued those on there to add a little bit of dimension. And that picture that I just put up there of the yellow flowers and the telephone pole and the mountains in the background, it was one morning that I had the day off and my husband was working, and I wanted to do an art journal page, and I knew I wanted to put some texture on it and some flowers, some dried flowers. I wanted to iron the flowers. So I went ahead, I got my iced coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, and I drove around. We live in a really nice town. It's pretty rural, and this was down by one of the farm stands, and I just pulled over and got some photos, and it was just such a peaceful day. And I ended up cutting some of those yellow, I think they're goldenrod. They're weeds, but they're pretty. They're pretty weeds. And I cut them up and brought them home and added those to my art journal page. So the other photo where it says Weekend Adventure, I actually went ahead finally and got some frames up on my wall. I've been wanting to do this project for a while. We got some frames at, I want to say like Christmas Tree Shop or Hobby Lobby or something like that. We spray painted them to match. It's like a textured spray paint, and we spray painted them to match this big mirror that we have in our living room. And I went ahead, picked out the photos that I wanted, and I did all the photos in sepia, and just to kind of be cohesive. And some of them aren't exactly alike because I think the colors from the photos, when you change them to sepia, it determines like what actual tone of sepia. So it gives you a little variation. It's quite cool. And we bought 4 frames and hung them, and we spaced them out like maybe 2 inches apart. And we just put like family photos in there. And I've always wanted to do that. And I wanted to do something different and creative. So instead of just hanging up the pictures in frames, we decided to go ahead and do it like that. So that was like a weekend project that we did. And this photo here is of my first art journal page, which I was pretty excited about. I've found a new love in art and scrapbooking, and I wanted to just kind of cherish that moment. And I just took I think it was probably one of the photos when I uploaded it to YouTube. I just took a photo of it and cropped it down so I could have it on my Project Life spread that week, because it is pretty much a new thing for me. And I think I was writing out art journal with those mini alphas. Yeah, so that was just something I wanted to document because it has kind of opened up a whole new window. I want to start doing some more art journal process videos. It's just really hard because, a lot of people want to see the Project Life. I love Project Life, and a lot of people want to see the art journaling, which I absolutely love, but it's kind of hard to get the two together on one channel. And I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that do that, and they do, 12 by 12s, and they do Project Life, and they do art journals, but I haven't quite figured out how to get the viewers to like both. Or maybe I'll just have some viewers, watch the art journal pages, and some viewers just watch the Project Life. So I might just have to do that because, for a long time I wasn't interested at all in art journals. I was like, not that I thought it was boring at all. I just didn't get the excitement of it until I did one. And since I've been doing them on the Crafty Maven Getaway channel, which you guys will need to go check out, I just fell in love with it. And yeah, so I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see. I just did another, I think it's my third layout, and I absolutely love it. And I'll probably upload it here pretty soon. So let's see. So I'm just kind of doing some embellishing on here to my cards. And that photo, the photo of the bee. I love taking photos of insects, and my macro lens fell apart. I was bummed because I was taking some photos of these cool bugs, and the glass just kind of fell right out of it. So, it only cost me $10, so I really can't complain. But at the same time, I was sad because I love taking, photos really up close of things, and it looks cool because it's just like kind of a cool photography thing. I'm kind of a geek when it comes to that. So that bee on my petunia wasn't with that macro lens, it was just with my regular camera, so it wasn't as much fun because, you know, you can't take a really close up and see like their big bug eyes and their little legs and stuff like that. But anyways, I'll just have to get a new one. It was pretty inexpensive, like I said. So I'm just doing a little bit of stamping with my favorite stamp of all times. I love this stamp. It's just kind of nice because it just kind of puts like kind of a little frame to your pictures or your cards. And then I also like to distress some of the edges. And I think that there was a lot of kind of bright colors and white, which I do like having white space, but I do also like to have a frame around it so that it doesn't get lost in the layout. So I'm just kind of distressing the edges right now. And then I'm going to go ahead. Oh yeah, I couldn't see that that little wood veneer. I couldn't see it. It was like kind of got lost in the ice cream. So I took one of my chalk inks and added a little bit of pink to that. That's the nice thing about wood veneers, is that you can like put watercolors on them or chalk ink or paint, or I mean any kind of paint, acrylic paint. It kind of gives you more of a variety of things that you can do with your wood veneers if you don't just want the brown look, which is nice sometimes. So I'm loving these enamel butterflies. I got them in one of my Scraptastic kits, and yeah, so I'm just adding some of those and some more enamel dots, which is kind of the completion of my layouts. I always add the enamel dots and then you know, some twine or something like that, and then I know that everything is completed. So yeah, I'm just going ahead and adding some of those, and this was a pretty fun week. The weather's been really nice here right now. It's supposed to be 90 degrees today, so I have the AC on, and I just filmed an updated scrapbooking room tour, so I'm going to be uploading that soon. I'm actually doing a Spotlight Sunday too, this upcoming Sunday on the Crafty Maven Getaway, where you might want to go check it out, where my husband and I chat a little bit. It's kind of funny, and then I do the scrapbooking room tour. And then just do kind of talk a little bit about my design, sorry, I'm having a brain cramp, the way that I scrapbook. So here's some photos, and I will see you guys real soon. Don't forget to go check out my Spotlight Sunday on the Crafty Maven Getaway. So I'll see you guys real soon. Take care. Bye, YouTube.